Now, our guests tonight are still celebrating their big win following the Offies Award. Now, the Offies celebrate the best of independent, alternative and fringe theatre across the capital, and The White Factory, which explores the life of a Holocaust survivor building a new life in 60s Brooklyn, picked up 6.
A grave blow has been inflicted upon our ghetto. Yesterday afternoon, I was given the order to send more than 20,000 Jews out of the ghetto, and if I refuse, they'd just do it themselves.
Well, joining us is producer Oliver King and the director Maxim Didenko. And Oliver, I gave you 3 more awards and you actually won because you were nominated for 6 and won 3.
We were nominated for 6 and won 3. Yes.
And won 3. And there were 3 great awards. How did it feel to be recognised for your work?
I mean, the show itself had been a labour of love for 5 years for us, so we've been developing it for a long time. Maxime here, the wonderful director, and Dimitri, the writer, and us, we'd workshopped it in 2018 in first and then in 2019, so it was great to finally bring it to the stage and then get the recognition that we felt the production deserved.
Now, Maxime, there's been a lot of parallels, of course, with the launch of the invasion of Ukraine, but it sounds as though this had been in development before that even happened. But there are so many parallels that one can read into when they see the play.
Actually, when we were working on it, started work on it 5 years ago, it was kind of, hard for me to find inner right to touch this topic. And after the war began, we, together with Dimitri, just felt that it is the right moment to come back and push it forward, because it is important to tell the story about totalitarianism and about the wartime when you don't have really good choice. Any choice you have made would be really horrible in some way. In some way,
but I mean, both you and the playwright Dimitri are of Jewish Russian heritage. So did it make it a really important story for you to tell and to convey to English audiences?
Yeah, it was, sure.
And why?
Because, what I feel about the war and about how people relate to this situation in general. Like, especially in Moscow, people close their eyes, they pretend that it doesn't exist in their lives, but it does. And the same thing happened to people who lived in the ghetto. They were closing their eyes on that people who are deported go to death. Yeah. And some people were going there even by knowing that they go to death. Yeah. But at the same moment, people from other side, Germans, they were closing their eyes and pretending that these camps didn't exist. I mean, so this pretending thing, quite common in nowadays world, I guess. Yeah. Because we are really hiding ourselves from situations, from the war itself, and the war becomes more and more covering our planet, and it is a horrible thing which we really have to open our eyes and start to deal with that.
And that's something you cover extensively in the play. And Oliver, I've sort of read instances where after the play has finished and it just goes silent in the auditorium, you can hear sometimes soft crying of those who've been watching it. Is it important for you to produce those plays that really hit the heart of issues for audiences?
Well, I think that theatre is an incredibly powerful tool to get people thinking, talking about important issues and topics that come up. And obviously the Holocaust is an incredibly powerful subject matter that we need constant reminding of. And I think the power of the piece was such that, yes, we excited those responses, and that's what you kind of want as a theatre maker, whether it's to make people cry, whether it's to make people laugh, you want to move people, and the show certainly did that. Yeah,
and that's why it picked up those 3 awards. Yeah. I'm so proud of you guys. Thank you. And also, before you go, you can't watch it at the moment, but fingers crossed, it's going to hit the West End at some point.
Fingers crossed, yes.
Fingers crossed.
Okay. Thank you so much, both.
Thank you very much.
Oliver, and to you, Maxime. Thank you.
Thanks, Val.